Welcome to how to add transitions to your YouTube videos. To get us started here, what you should have is, first of all, a YouTube account with at least one video uploaded to your account. And then you're going to head to youtube.com/editor to get started. So if you don't have any videos uploaded or you don't have an account, take a pause and go ahead and do that now. Otherwise, what we're learning today is how to add transitions to videos. So this is particularly helpful when you're transitioning from one video to another, or if within the same video you want to transition from one clip to another. So for example, let's say I wanted to do a session on different teaching strategies, and I wanted to use multiple teaching clips, clip them together, and then put transitions in between them. The first thing I'm going to do is just start with one teaching video. So, and of course you could do this with vacation videos or time-lapse videos. Let's say you were doing a makeup tutorial and you wanted to put a transition from one step of the makeup tutorial to the next. We're going to learn how to do that within a single video and also with multiple videos. So the first thing I'm going to do is on the right-hand side here, you're going to see all of your uploaded videos. So I'm going to click one and drag it down here to where it says drag videos here. And right now, if I were to put in a transition, I could only put it at the beginning or the end of the video, unless I clipped the clip. So the first thing that I'm going to do is clip it. So when you click down here in the gray, you'll see this blue bar pop up where it says split clip here. And at the bottom, it's going to give you a timestamp for at what point in the video you're going to be clipping. So you're going to left click down and hold it and then drag to where you want to clip. So right now, I'm just going to choose it randomly. Let's say 256. That looks great. So what you see now is two clips that total up to the same length as the original video, but it's now clipped into two different segments. And that's typically where you're going to want to put a transition, is in the middle of two clips. So in order to add a transition in the middle of two clips, because either you split a video or you added an additional video, we're going to click on this. It looks like a bow tie, but what it actually is a transition. And we have lots of options here for different transitions from one clip to another. But let's start by keeping it simple. And we're going to add just the very first one here, which is a crossfade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag and bring it to the middle of the two clips. So if you hold it on top, it'll put a 2-second crossfade in between. But let's say you want that crossfade to actually only be 1 second long because you don't think it needs to last much longer than that. So you're going to drag it, the blue bar, down to 1 second, and you'll see that now you just have a 1 second transition. But I want to see what it looks like, so I'm going to go ahead to 257, let's say 250, so that I can see what happens at the end of this 2-minute and 56-second clip. So at 256, we should see the transition happen. Okay, let's try that again. Because I think what I was doing is just looking at the clip and not looking at the full video. So let's try that one more time. I'm going to press play. There we go. Okay, so you just saw one video or clip fade into the next one. It was very subtle. So, and maybe you decided, actually, I don't like how subtle that was. I want people to know that I'm going from one video to another more obviously. So let's remove that transition because it wasn't cool enough. And we're going to go to, let's do the star. And maybe 1 second wasn't fast enough. So we're going to keep it to 2 seconds. And once again, I'm going to fast forward to 253 so we can see this transition happen. Ooh, let's see that one more time. Perfect. Okay, and what it does is it both creates that little star pattern inside of your video, but it also overlaps the audio. So it sounds a little bit more seamless when the audio from the first clip is moving into the second one. Okay, great. So now I had my 7.5-minute video, which I cut down into 2 different clips and put a transition in between. So now what I'm going to do is, let's say I want to add another video clip from a completely different video. So not the same, I'm not clipping a single video into 2 pieces, I'm adding another video. What I'm going to do here is choose the other video that I want to add. I'm going to click and drag it down. And let's say I want to put a transition between the previous clip and video and this new one. What I'm going to do, I'm going to click down here in the gray again to see my options, hit pause because the videos are going to keep replaying. Then I'm going to click transitions. This time, let's say, why don't we do this checkerboard? That's interesting. So I'm going to click the checkerboard. I'm going to drag it between these 2 clips. And if I want to see how that plays out, I'm going to go to the end of that first sequence, which is about 7.5 minutes long, and see how it plays. So let's take a look. Oh, great. Okay, so what it did was it checkerboarded one video into the next, and it crossed over the audio as well. So the one audio fades out and the other one comes in on top of it. And so it creates a pretty seamless transition with all you really need to do is click and drag the transition where you want it. The only other thing I'll add here is that maybe you don't want this entire 6.5 minutes of video. So what you can do here is 2 things. You can either make it shorter from the end of it and just cut the last 2 or 3 minutes off by moving this blue bar up, or you can take the blue bar from the beginning of it and shorten it from the front end if you don't think the beginning of the video is that relevant. Or finally, what you can do is you can take your clipper, bring it over here, and clip it in the middle. Clip. And then what you can do is just X out of the clip that you don't want. So you would click remove clip. Great. All right, so it's pretty simple. You just click and drag the transitions from all of your options to the middle of your 2 clips. And like you just saw, if you want to sub out, let's say I don't like this heart, I'm going to do the puzzle instead. Click the puzzle, highlight it on top of the star, and it'll just automatically replace because you can't have more than one transition at a time. And then as you can see up here, when you drop that transition in, it's going to show you the options that you might have. For this one, it's a puzzle that can move in different directions. So right now it's moving down, but let's say I want it to move up. So it's going to show you what it would look like if we go to that part of the video. So let's take a look. There you go. So pretty simple. Very subtle. You might not have even seen it, but it just happened. And if that's too subtle, once again, you can always go back and choose a different transition and sub it in. Great. All right, that's how you add transitions. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for the next video.